Please ensure the loan repayment will be handled. While I was at work, an unexpected email popped up. Upon hastily reaching out to him, Greg calmly began to explain, "Oh, sorry about that. I've fallen for someone else and decided to start a new life with her." Furthermore, he revealed his plan to take the luxury car recently purchased in my name with a loan. Despite my attempts to dissuade him, my husband ignored me, abruptly ended the call, and became unreachable. In the end, Greg disappeared with his mistress, leaving behind substantial debt. As a mother to our 10-year-old son, I never envisioned such an unfair situation. I found myself at a loss, unsure of what to do, my mind going blank. At 35 years old, my name is Hannah, and my husband Greg is the same age. We were a family of 3, including our intelligent 10-year-old son, Ryan. Ryan had displayed remarkable intelligence from a young age, reading papers on the computer and seeking my opinion on complex topics. In contrast, Greg was unstable, never holding down a steady job. Despite my full-time job and concerns about our future, Greg had recently maintained a stable income for 3 years. Lately, Greg spoke of making memories as a family, leading us to decide on buying a $35,000 camper van. However, due to Greg's inability to pass the finance company's loan review, I ended up taking the loan for the car. On the eagerly awaited delivery day of the camper van, I received an abrupt email from Greg stating he would graciously take the delivered van since the loan was in my name and I would handle the repayments. Confused, I called my husband immediately, only to hear him confess, "Well, I've fallen in love with another woman and decided to date her. I intended it to be just a flame, but it turned serious, so I'm thinking of starting over my life with her. Bye." He mentioned the divorce papers we had discussed during a previous fight, declared he would file them, and unilaterally ended the call. This exchange marked the first time I realized I had been betrayed by Greg. A shocking blow. Subsequent attempts to contact him yielded no response. When I returned home from work and checked the drawer where the divorce papers should have been, they were already gone, leaving me burdened with significant debt from a $35,000 car loan. Despite my repeated attempts to reach out to my husband through emails and calls, I never received a reply. Ryan, noticing my unusual behavior, came to check on me with concern after dinner. "Mom, what's wrong? You haven't been eating much lately. Are you okay?" Yeah. Maybe I'm just tired." When people lie, they look up to the right. Lying is bad. I've noticed Dad hasn't been home for 3 days. Did something happen between you two? Startled by Ryan's sharp words, I took a deep breath to calm myself. Feeling that I could no longer hide the truth, I decided to tell Ryan everything. "I see. It's just like Dad to do something like that. Aren't you sad?" "No. I kind of understood from how things were going." Ryan, seemingly foreseeing the future, appeared unconcerned about our divorce, but I knew he must feel sad in his heart. While silently apologizing to him in my mind, I worked desperately, trying not to think about the dreadful events. However, my body was honest and gradually my health deteriorated. There was a training session planned at work that day, but I couldn't stand up and ended up squatting down. "Sorry, I can't stand up right now. I need to take a break." I heard my colleagues' voices full of concern, but I couldn't respond and collapsed. When I regained consciousness, I found myself in a hospital room. The doctor said I needed detailed examinations, and I was admitted to the hospital. I thought, I feel so pathetic. Supposed to be just emotional stress. Looking at the 4 drip in my arm and the white ceiling of the hospital room, tears naturally started to flow. At that moment, Ryan, who is usually calm, rushed into the room with an extremely worried look, prompting me to quickly wipe away my tears. "Mom, what happened? Is it serious? You're not going to die, right?" "Of course not. I wouldn't leave my dear son alone." That's good. Really, I was called by the school teacher and told that you were taken to the hospital. I was so shocked. My heart nearly stopped. Ryan is usually mature for his age, but he's still only 10. I felt a strong resolve to get better for his sake. However, my condition was worse than I thought and I was diagnosed with a serious illness. The doctor advised, "You should have surgery as soon as possible. Please make a decision quickly." Following the doctor's advice, I underwent surgery, and by the time I was discharged, it had been a month since Greg had left. When I returned home and opened the mailbox, I found a demand letter for the car loan payment. I thought the repayment should have been automatically deducted from my account. In panic, I checked the account balance with my cash card. The balance, originally $20,000, was now only $33.90. I thought Greg did this. I want to ask him to return the money, but I can't contact him. What should I do? Since I don't have the camper van, I can't sell it. After Greg left, everything seemed to be going in a bad direction, and my mood sank deeper. Seeing me saddened by my series of misfortunes, Ryan put his hand on my forehead. Mom, you look pale. Are you feeling sick again? You don't seem to have a fever though. I'm fine physically, but you see, your father not only took the car but also all the money we had saved. I can't work due to my physical condition, and now we have no money. I'm at a loss. I see. Then I'll deliver newspapers, and I'll search the internet to see if there's any work I can do. Encouraged by my 10-year-old son, I told myself that it wasn't the time to feel down. Sorry for worrying you. I can't afford to be weak. I'll change my mindset and try to do whatever I can, I said, smiling at him. Ryan smiled back and then said something unexpected. Let's plan how to get the car back from Dad. How can we do that? The camper van is in your name, right? Yes, but what about it? Then maybe we can. Ryan suggested an idea I couldn't even imagine. I had never thought such a plan could exist. But I have no idea where your father is. Let's check on my phone. A month ago, when we went hiking as a family, I pretended to get lost. We bought a kid's cell phone and installed a GPS app on it, which both Greg and I could access. With this app, I can see where Dad is in real time. And he's been moving around a lot. Oh, is that so? But what if we find him and he just says something vague and escapes again? Ryan smiled. Don't worry. I've already taken precautions. What did you just say? To my astonishment, Ryan had acted independently while I was in the hospital, achieving something unbelievable. I couldn't believe such a smart child came from me. He had even discovered Greg's mistress. All right. Let's teach Dad, who betrayed us, a lesson. Okay. Let's start the plan right away. Together, my son and I prepared. With Ryan by my side, I felt invincible. 3 days later, my phone rang. Ah, it's me. Please, I need your help. Oh? And who might this be? Don't play dumb. It's your husband, obviously. I'm being questioned by the police about you. At this rate, they might ask me to come to the station voluntarily. Help me out. Oh, is that so? Just wait a moment then. Ryan and I went to where Greg was. To my surprise, it was a forest park near our house where camping was allowed. Greg was being questioned by the police in front of the camper van, looking bewildered. I sighed and told the officers we needed to talk as a couple, asking them to step away for a while. Greg, uncomfortable under the public's gaze, urged us to get into the car. Inside, his mistress sat cross-legged, glaring at us. Sorry about that. Thanks for coming. But why did the police suddenly show up? I don't get it. That's because I filed a report about the missing camper van. What? Why would you do that? It's obvious, isn't it? My car was stolen. Greg foolishly claimed that actions between spouses couldn't be criminal. You filed for divorce, remember? So now we're strangers. You're driving a stranger's car without permission. That's a crime. Ryan added coolly. Typical. Sharp as ever, Dad. I didn't steal it. I just borrowed it. Oh? Then I'd like to use my car now. Could you return it? Greg reluctantly handed over the keys. Ryan then asked, why did you abandon your family and choose this woman? Greg scratched his head awkwardly. His mistress sneered. Because I'm more attractive than your mother. Look at me, you can see it, right? He fell head over heels for me. Quiet. I didn't ask you, old lady. Dad, you answer. Mandy fell silent under Ryan's stern tone. If you can't explain, Ryan continued, I'll have the police come back and arrest you. Wait. Okay, I'll talk. Greg admitted that Mandy had joined his company 3 months earlier. They became involved at a welcome party, and later she claimed she was pregnant. Greg decided to start a new life with her. Why did you take the camper van? I asked. I quit my job and thought about selling it, but we were using it for trips. How do you know all this? He asked suspiciously. Remember when Ryan got lost? We installed the GPS app on your phone too. I've known where you were the entire time. Later, Ryan confessed he had pretended to get lost because he wanted a phone and to monitor his father. You really are a terrifying child, Greg muttered. Ryan looked straight at him. I will never become an adult like you. Dad, you betray the people who matter most without a second thought. Faced with Ryan's harsh but honest words, Greg stood there like a pitiful adult, unable to offer any rebuttal. In contrast, seeing my 10-year-old son think clearly and speak so firmly gave me strength as a mother. I felt I couldn't lose, especially when it came to settling things properly. Also, return the $20,000 you withdrew from my account right now. That was our joint property as a couple. I don't have to return it. No, it wasn't. That money was what I saved little by little since I was single. After all, you always quit your jobs midway, so we hardly ever saved money together, did we? I was appalled to learn that the $20,000 had been squandered by Greg and his mistress. At that moment, I felt relieved about divorcing him. So that's how it is? If you stole and used my car and my money, that's going to be a serious crime. What? I thought you just sent the police away. It's not their business anymore, right? I only said we would talk. I have no intention of withdrawing the complaint. I'll also add the theft of my money to the report. Mom, should I call the police now? I can do it with just one button on my phone. Mandy, who had been listening silently, suddenly tried to get out of the camper van. The moment she opened the door, she screamed. Standing outside were her parents, their faces red with fury. Ah, I'm sorry. Don't be so angry. But why are you here, Mom and Dad? I called your parents beforehand, I said calmly. During my hospital stay, Ryan had gone to Greg's office and tearfully explained that his father had left with another woman and that I had collapsed. The employee suspected Mandy, who had quit with Greg, and gave Ryan her parents' address. Greg and Mandy had been overly friendly at work, even posing like a couple at the welcome party. I visited your parents with your photo and told them everything, I continued. Today, I asked them to wait nearby. How could you do this to me? Mandy shouted. That's my line, I replied. By the way, your stomach looks quite big. When is the baby due? In 3 months. Wait, that doesn't add up. You met my husband only 3 months ago. Greg's eyes widened. What does that mean? It takes about 9 months from conception to birth. The child she's carrying isn't yours. What? Mandy, did you deceive me? Mandy scoffed. You're so naive. You can't see through lies at all. An ugly argument erupted between them, but no one intervened. Meanwhile, we contacted the police again. As darkness fell, the forest park glowed red from the police lights. No, really. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'll work hard and never cheat again. Please don't arrest me. Greg pleaded. Dad, people don't change that easily, especially lazy people like you, Ryan said firmly. Exactly, I added. Reflect on your actions at the police station. If I get arrested, I won't be able to pay you back. I don't mind. Pay me back after you atone for your sins. Take your time. I've already found you a place to work. There's Ryan's child support, plus the $220,000 you stole. You'll work and repay every cent. I turned to Mandy. You may think you're just an onlooker, but you're an accomplice. If Greg can't repay the money, you will. She trembled. Her parents refused to help, saying they disowned a daughter who caused trouble for others. Greg and Mandy were taken away in a police car. Later, through a lawyer, I claimed $20,000 in damages and secured $500 per month in child support for Ryan. I arranged for Greg to work at a subcontracting factory connected to my company, and the payments were deducted from his salary. I sold the camper van and cleared the auto loan. Since then, my health has improved remarkably. I'm energetic and committed to my job. Ryan helps with chores and errands. I will keep moving forward strongly, so that Ryan can pursue the path he loves without ever giving up.